ceremony. Some of you know what the departure ceremony is, but let me share with you what I think about it. Upon the death of an elder or patient, this departure ceremony is the way Miravita wishes to say, we have been honored to have been able to care for your loved one and wish for you the fullness of God's blessings as you leave us and travel on along your life's journey. At this time, we also want the family and friends to know that we have sought to do our best for your loved one and that we are here now with you at his or her time of death. So it's our attempt to try to have the care intentions that we have follow all the way through to the very last moment they're with us. A family this morning did not want this a departure ceremony, and they just sort of walked out the front door all by themselves. We really don't like that. I mean, we got a long ways from having them go down the basement and out the back door, but we want them to know we've cared for them and that we're honored to be a part of that. So that's what this is really about. It's not about doing a religious ritual or something like that. It's about articulating that care by our actions as it follows through. So this departure ceremony is a simple little process, really, and as simple as it is, it ended up being 9 steps. The first step really is about upon the death of an elder. The primary care person who's working with that patient at this point needs to determine that we're going to have a departure ceremony. They got to find out. So the way we got to do that is we really need to ask, would it be okay if we did this departure ceremony that we have? And it might be helpful to share with them, this is what it's about for us, this is why we would like to do it. Some people don't want to do that. They're distancing themselves, or they just want to be gone and that. And that's their right, and we need to honor that. But we want to be able to ask them and tell them that we care about them, that we wish to do that, and that we all of us see this as part of why we're here and what we're doing. So to let them know that. Assuming the family has said it's okay, the primary person then needs to let the immediate staff know that we're going to have a departure ceremony. That way you can start to get ready, get the things out. There's going to be a box on each floor. This is the one for 1 West, actually. And I've got big departure ceremony on the box so that no matter where it gets stuffed, you'll be able to say, that's what's in there. As opposed to, that's just a box full of junk pushed into the corner, and hopefully someone will take care of it someday. But the immediate team is all that really needs to know. Partly because, as you know, from the time someone dies to the time they're actually ready to leave can be quite a while, depending on what's going on. It might be that the family is going to be coming, and we got to wait for them to get here. And then I think you would then call the coroner or the funeral home and make arrangements. But that could be after a while. So those people working with that are the ones that really determine that and are in charge of that piece. Let me just note parenthetically right here, just because you're in charge of determining there's the departure ceremony, you do not have to be the one that leads it. Anyone on the team can lead the little bit of ceremony. I mean, you could delegate that or encourage one another, or sometimes someone just feels really good about being able to do that. And let's lift them up and encourage them along that way. When we're close to the time when the person would be leaving the building, so the funeral homes come, the coroners come, You've taken them to the room, they're doing what they gotta do. If we're having a departure ceremony, we would provide them with the blanket that's in the box, the quilt to put over the body bag, or we would give them an American flag to put over it if they're a veteran. And so they will do all that in the room. When that's all set, and we're close to that, about 5 minutes out, then you would make a general announcement over the PA in our building to let everyone know there's going to be a departure ceremony on 2 West, room 204, in 5 minutes. That allows people throughout the building to come up and join you. In my experience, when people know that it's happening, a lot of people in the business office and HR and other people would like, if they can would like to come. It is really very nice when you've got staff, kitchen people, housekeeping people, administrative people, business office people, all gathered around, because the people see the large community of care that was there. And it also helps us get connected. Some of us who aren't the ones who work hands-on with people get connected to, this is why I do all this other stuff, because it's about this, caring for the people. So it gives us a chance. So 5 minutes out, you make the announcement. People will come up and gather. In the box is also going to be an envelope. Looks like this. In this envelope, there is, for the leader, a laminated set of cards. The laminated cards has these instructions written right on it, so that anybody who comes along can look through real quick and know exactly what to do. There's also a leader card of the ceremony. So it's when you're a young pastor learning to be a pastor, you know, and in some of our churches they've got lots of things to do. So we learn to do that by go to the front center, stand up there, lift your hands up and say. So I tried to write this kind of like that. At the patient room door, near the head of the body, when the quilt covered body is brought out of the room, you say. So instructions like that for the leader. There's two versions. There's two versions of this now. The one uses the 23rd Psalm and invites people to sing Amazing Grace. For those who have been around here, that's what we've been doing, and it's very nice to do that. If the family is not religious, and that doesn't seem to fit, or if you're really uncomfortable leading that singing piece and you want to try something else, I'm going to put it on green cards. I actually do have it on green cards. The other one is an alternative. It's sort of a non-religious approach. It has a nice little poem, and has some things like, Mary has completed her life journey. As we send her on her way, we stand together in our grief and gratitude. And all the people would be invited to say, we are grateful for Mary and the moments we were able to share with her. So it just gives us a way to say some of the things that we actually are probably going to say anyhow or feel in a little bit of a formal way before we head out. So at the door, the primary piece of the ceremony is done. Then we're going to proceed out to the front of the building. On the second floor, you got to deal with the elevator. So you're not all going to fit on the elevator. We figured out going through the rehab center, down the stairs there is the quickest way to get down to the front, or other way. I'm suggesting maybe we quit trying to sing at that point. If we get to the elevator, stop singing, because we've tried to sing through it, and we've had people on the elevator singing and people not. It gets a little confusing. So just stop singing then if you're singing, and then regroup down at the bottom and finish the song, as is most comfortable. I also took one verse out of it, so it's shorter. Once you get to the front door, in the wintertime, we do this inside. In better weather, we go right outside and do it under the carport. What you're going to do is you're going to stop and you're going to offer a blessing or some parting words. Both ceremonies have a blessing or some parting words that we can say together. Basically, it's expressing our condolences and our good wishes, our prayers for them as they go on their way. At that point, you would take off the quilt and fold it up, and the people who are taking the body away would then load it up on the car and they would leave. If we've covered it with a flag, we need to take the flag off and we need to fold it. So let me show you that real quick. Because there is a proper way to fold the flag. And so Emily said she would help me with this. You want to be the folder? Okay, so you take this in. So the world won't end if the flag gets put away, like folded like a blanket or something. But the proper way to do a flag shows the kind of respect that the people for whom you're using the flag kind of would expect. You know, so if they're military people, they would notice that you didn't do this. So you've got the flag, you've lifted it off. You're going to take the two ends and hold them together, and the blue side down, because the blue side is going to be on the outside when we're all said and done. We're going to attempt to hold it a little tight. If we're military people, you're really good at this. If we're you and me, we're just doing our best. And then you fold it over again. And you try to keep it nice and square. Now she's going to fold it starting into a triangle, starting with the side that's got the openings. And she just folds it. There you go. If you hold it at the point of the fold like that, you can fold tight, and you want it. You kind of want it as tight and as tucked in together as you can. You're doing a great job, Emily. Is the fact that it was folded giving you a little bit of? A little bit. So that might be something we want to.
It helps when you're folding to pull it tight too.
Yeah. Thanks, Carrie. So, because when we get around, we're going to get to this point, and then if we've done it pretty good, which she did, we're going to have enough to tuck in. Because it's supposed to be that nothing but the blue field shows. So we're going to tuck it in as best we can. There we go. And then you would just put it away, okay? The instructions for doing that, just in case, are on a laminated card here, and I also copied them on there for you just so you can look. It's kind of an interesting thing to know. So after that, you put the things away, you return it back to the storage, and we're done. Everybody, pretty much after you say goodbye to the person, most of the people will then just start returning back to their places of work. You know, we're notifying them about 5 minutes out so that they don't have to spend a lot of time away, because it is a little hard to leave the floor or leave your office But it's important to us to do this, so we want to make it as considered as possible. That's my first take, probably the only take I'm going to get. Hope that helped you understand our departure ceremony. Thank you. And to you folks.